Okay, so today's question is count submatrices with top left element and sum less than the k. So every submatrix should contain this top left element. So you are given a 0 index integer matrix grid and an integer k. So return the number of submatrix that contains the top left element of the grid and have a sum less than or equal to k. So every submatrix should have this top left element. Okay, so let's try to code this. We will keep on changing the sum of the grid, okay, this value of the grid by calculating its previous sum. So let's try to code this. So m is equal to len of grid, n is equal to len of grid of 0, row 0. We can define a variable count to store our values. Answer count is equal to 0. So for I in range m, for j in range n, suppose if I is greater than 0, if I is greater than 0, so suppose if I is greater than 0, what is changing? I is greater than 0 means j is constant, okay, just we are going down. So simply you can do grid of I j is equal to grid of I minus 1 plus j, grid of I minus 1 j. This should be plus, we'll just keep on adding. Similarly, if j is greater than 0, same way grid I j plus is equal to grid of I and j minus 1. And suppose if both were greater, if I is greater than 0 and j is greater than 0, so grid of I, grid of j. Now grid of I, grid of j contain the sum of this till here and this till here. Suppose we want to take the sum of this, so this contains the sum of this and sum of this, but this 7 is coming 2 times, okay, first in this and then in this, so we have to just subtract the 7. So grid of ij minus is equal to grid of I minus 1 j minus 1. Now you can simply check if grid of I j is less than equal to k, so you can simply increment the count, and plus is equal to 1. And finally you can return the count. Now let's try to run and check if this works. Okay, so test cases is passed. Let's try to submit and check if this works. Yeah, our code is passed successfully. Thank you for watching.